Chris Bears on the flight. Let me go tune in to Keek on the mic. He gon' make sure we get our news and highlights. When you get on YouTube, you better hit the like.
Hey, what's going on, Bears fans? Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Keek on the Mic, the podcast all about the Chicago Bears. As always, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. Bears fans, we have a very loaded show today, but before we go any further with today's episode of Keek on the Mic, I want to give a huge shout out to the sponsor of today's video, and that is DraftKings Sportsbook. The new NFL season is finally here, and I can't begin to tell you guys how excited I am that this season Keek on the Mic is teaming up with DraftKings Sportsbook. Football fans, I will be the first one to tell you that I have always loved the thrill of live betting, and this season DraftKings Sportsbook is coming with absolute heat. This season, people that join DraftKings Sportsbook that only bet $5 will instantly get $300 in bonus bets. Not only that, football fans, you will also get $200 off of YouTube and YouTube TV on the NFL Sunday Ticket. I'm not sure about you guys, but that deal from DraftKings Sportsbook is absolutely crazy good, especially for someone like me that absolutely loves live betting every season on your favorite team. So if you love the thrill of live betting every single season on your favorite team, DraftKings Sportsbook definitely has you covered this NFL season. So if you want to join the fun with DraftKings Sportsbook all season long, make sure you click the link in the description of today's video and use my promo code KEEK. All right, Bears fans, I hope you guys are having a very good Wednesday. I know there was a lot of excitement as the Chicago Bears hit the practice field as they prepare for their Week 1 matchup on Monday Night Football against the Minnesota Vikings at Soldier Field. But there's a couple of different updates that I wanted to share with you guys on today's episode of Keek on the Mic. First and foremost, we all know all the hate that Caleb Williams has been getting going into year 2. And most of the time, it is very unwarranted. Not sure why people on the media continue to attack the young quarterback. There is so much upside and there's so much excitement around the Chicago Bears and Caleb Williams going into year 2 as the franchise quarterback for the Bears. But people find every little reason to really attack Caleb Williams. Rome Odunze actually joined the St. Brown Brothers podcast the other day. And Amon-Ra St. Brown actually chimed in on all the hate that Caleb Williams actually has been receiving. He said, "I swear he can't breathe. I feel bad sometimes." So what I'm going to do for you guys on today's episode of Keek on the Mic, just in case you guys missed the interview they had with Rome Odunze the other day, I'm going to go ahead and share this clip with you of what Amon-Ra St. Brown had to say of all the hate that Caleb Williams has been getting over the last couple of months.
I be on Twitter, like, I feel like they be on his dick 24/7. He can't do shit right. Like, no matter what he does, good or bad, it's all on Twitter. Like, I swear he can't breathe. Like, there's one dude in the NFL is him. Like,
nah,
he
for
takes
real.
one step wrong, it's like, oh, Caleb did this. Like, bro, they can't just let him be. I feel bad sometimes, man. I be like, bro.
Nah, they be dick riding for sure. I'm not gonna lie. It's crazy because like you see like other players and like we watch the film and shit and you know like who's out here really bullshitting.
Right.
You know what I mean? But like when it comes to C Will, I don't know what it was. That media had asked me like the same thing today, and I was like, I don't know. Y'all tell me. Like y'all the ones out there creating all the stories like and all this different stuff. So I don't know. It comes to a point like it don't even come down to like keep it football because all the football stuff they talk about be false too. So it's like, I don't know, you just get all the flack.
Bears fans, you already know personally how I feel about all the hate that Caleb Williams has been receiving over the last couple of months. I feel that it is very unwarranted. And you know, just like, you know, Rome Odunze not only said to the Chicago Bears media, but he also said it in the interview with Amon-Ra St. Brown and Equinemius St. Brown as well. He said, you know, I told the media straight up, you guys are the ones that are writing these stories about Caleb Williams. He is really doing nothing wrong. But what I find comical is this. You're looking at Amon-Ra St. Brown really sticking up for Caleb Williams, a division rival. Amon-Ra St. Brown plays for the Detroit Lions. So you know this hate that Caleb Williams is getting over the last couple of months is really unwarranted when you have a division rival in Amon-Ra St. Brown from the Detroit Lions saying, you know what, I actually feel bad for Caleb Williams. Every step that he takes, it's like, oh, he made that wrong step, or he did this wrong, he did that. And obviously he was very graphic on how he described the hate that Caleb Williams has been getting. But at the end of the day, we all know that NFL players really stick together. And it seems that, most NFL players are thinking the same thing. Like, why is Caleb Williams getting so much hate for apparently no reason? So like I said, a couple of weeks ago on all this hate that Williams is getting, he has to go out there and shut these people up. He has to go out there and prove them wrong. If he really does take that next step with Ben Johnson, with the upgraded offensive line that he has, the upgraded weapons that he has on the outside, if he goes out there and just plays his game, and, obviously Ben Johnson spoke today, he's very confident. If you watch the new episode of the 1920 Drive, Caleb Williams is confident in his abilities as well. So if he goes out there and does what we expect him to do as an organization, as a fan base, people will shut up and jump on the Caleb Williams bandwagon very quickly. And it's going to be the same people that jump on the bandwagon that were talking major shit about him just a couple of months ago. So I can't wait to see that day. But I just thought it was a really interesting point that Amon-Ra St. Brown, a division rival of the Detroit Lions, had, Caleb Williams back. And once again, I said, I swear he can't breathe. I feel bad sometimes. So Bears fans, let me know down below in the comment section how you feel about what Amon-Ra St. Brown had to say. Do you agree with this assessment? Or do you think that Caleb Williams hate is warranted? Let me know down below in the comment section. The Bears, once again, we're back on the practice field. And they got some good news in regard to some key players coming back from injury. Jalen Johnson, the cornerback one for the Chicago Bears defense, and Kyle Monangai, the rookie running back, both returned to the practice field, which is really good news. And hopefully that signals them that they can play week 1 on Monday Night Football against the Minnesota Vikings. And then Jaquan Brisker was also out on the practice field as well. So hopefully he is going to be on track to play as well on Monday against the Vikings. And we all know the importance of Jalen Johnson and Jaquan Brisker playing to really help that secondary. And then, of course, with Kyle Monangai, I'm not sure if Roschon Johnson is going to be available. So the only healthy running back that we had currently was DeAndre Swift. We really didn't even have a backup running back. So having Kyle Monangai out there, and we all felt that he's a perfect complement to DeAndre Swift. Monangai obviously had a really, really good training camp and really good preseason for the Chicago Bears. They're really high on him. And if Roschon Johnson is unavailable, he will be getting a whole lot of carries in his first career game with the Chicago Bears. So obviously some good news in regard to some of the injuries on some key players on both the offense and defensive sides of the ball. Before I let you guys go on today's episode of Keek on the Mic, Bears fans, I just wanted to share a quick clip of Ben Johnson that really got me pumped up. He met with the media today, and he was just basically talking about Caleb Williams ahead of that week 1 matchup against the Minnesota Vikings. Just like I mentioned early on in today's episode of Keek on the Mic, he is very confident not only in Caleb Williams, but the entirety of the Chicago Bears roster. He is going to put these guys in the best situations to succeed. It almost just sounds like, hey, these guys just need to execute. So I'm going to go ahead and share what he had to say prior to the week 1 matchup against the Minnesota Vikings. Bears fans, and trust me, it had me running through an absolute wall. Check this out, Bears fans.
He's so young, and there's a lot he's learning, but he's a sponge right now. I mean, he was up in my office a couple days ago, and we watched a couple games together, and he's just, the entire time, anything I would say, I see him jotting it down in his notebook. And so that's an encouraging thing right now with where we're at. We're going to grow together. This offense is going to grow together with him. And, there'll be some bumpy steps along the way, but that's okay. That's the nature of doing it. But I feel really good about where he's at right now. And there's no reason why we can't win this year.
As always, Bears fans, if you guys want to catch the whole press conference from Ben Johnson, you guys can go on YouTube and just go on to the Chicago Bears YouTube channel, and the whole interview is there. But the main quote that really had me pumped up for this Monday night's game against the Vikings, and really just had me running through the wall, is he said this: I feel really good about where he's at. There's no reason why we can't win this year. That instills the ultimate confidence in your young quarterback. And I know that Caleb Williams is hearing that. I know the other guys on the roster are hearing what Ben Johnson had to say. He is basically saying, hey, we have all the talent in the world. I'm going to put you in the best situations possible to succeed. All I need you guys to do is execute. And obviously the players know that. Caleb Williams knows that. They all understand that these coaches, including Ben Johnson, are going to put them in the perfect situations to really dissect opposing defenses or really dissect opposing offenses as well. And Dennis Allen being the new DC, these coaches are going to have these guys ready to play. And I just cannot wait. But obviously they all understand that they feel that they have done enough in the offseason and put in the work in the preseason to really take the next step as a football team. It all depends on what Caleb Williams does in year 2. But obviously Ben Johnson has a lot of confidence. Me as a Bears fan, and I know a lot of Bears fans out there have a lot of confidence in Caleb Williams as well going into year 2. But what Ben Johnson had to say definitely got me pumped up, and it just shows the utmost confidence in his young quarterback. But Bears fans, we are another day closer to the week 1 matchup on Monday Night Football against the Minnesota Vikings. I know I'm excited. I know you guys are excited as well. But as always, Bears fans, make sure you guys continue to hit that subscribe button and the notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. Make sure you follow me on all my social media platforms. And make sure you share this episode of Keek on the Mic with every single Bears fan that you know. But other than that, be back for our all-new Bears podcast right here on Keek on the Mic. Thanks, guys, and as always, bear down.
You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't Keek on the mic. You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't Keek on the mic. You can go and subscribe, cause I be on it right. You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't Keek on the mic.